Mr. Nomo, when I met him last night for the first time. And certainly there's room in my heart for a Japanese son, yes.
For decades, Japanese superstars have left their native land to join Major League Baseball and spin their craft against the world's best.
See ya! A grand slam for Hideki Matsui! Hideo Nomo has pitched a no-hitter. Base hit, there it is! 4,000 hits!
The exchange went both ways for nearly 20 years as groups of MLB stars would make a biannual pilgrimage to the Far East to face off against Japan's best in the Major League Baseball versus Japan All-Star Series. Now, after a 7-year hiatus, a fresh group of Major League luminaries journey to the land of the rising sun for a showdown against their Japanese counterparts in a battle for international bragging rights.
A grand slam for Evan Longoria to blow this game open. Dumped into left center field. That's a base hit. What a huge inning. Swing and it is strike 3. Well, it wasn't easy.
The Major League Baseball Japan All-Star Series is back, and it's next on MLB Network.
Welcome to the Kyocera Dome in Osaka, Japan for Game 1 of the 2014 Japan All-Star Series. Today, Robinson Cano, Yasiel Puig, and the rest of the MLB All-Stars square off with the Samurai Japan team, a collection of the finest Japanese players. It's a showcase of some of the world's best right here on MLB Network. With Mark DeRosa, I'm Paul Severino. Very excited to bring this to you here on MLB Network. It's a 5-game series starting in Osaka, 3 games at the Tokyo Dome, and Game 5 at the Sapporo Dome. We've got 1 game under our belts already. A tune-up for the Major League All-Stars against a joint team of the Hanshin Tigers and Yomiuri Giants. Evan Longoria had a grand slam to make it 6-0. Sal Perez had a home run to make it 7-0. And boy, oh boy, did it look like they were going to run away with this ball game. However, a 5-run 7th and a Jose Altuve error in the 8th made it an 8-7 ball game. And then Jeff Bellevue came in. The bases loaded, 1 out in the 9th inning. Got a fly out and a strikeout. And it was an 8-7 victory for the Big League All-Stars. And a terrific pitching matchup here tonight.
Yeah, we really do. Matt Shoemaker was a godsend for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, coming in his rookie campaign, going 16-4 and pitching them to an AL West title and into the postseason. But the guy I'm intrigued about is Kenta Maeda. Compare him to, if you're watching tonight's game, a version of Roy Oswalt. A little less fastball, a little bit better command. He's going to try and keep hitters off balance, more so than just overstuff them. He's going to work on great location. This is a guy who's had a lot of success, numbers comparable to Masahiro Tanaka in his 7 seasons with the Hiroshima Carp, and some say he might be the next guy posted.
Really looking forward to this one. A terrific pitching matchup and a great matchup of 2 teams. We'll take a look at the lineups and get the first pitch when we come back.
Look at the lineup for the Major League All-Stars. Bit of a different look in this ball game as compared to the tune-up against the Hanshin Tigers and Yomiuri Giants. Evan Longoria with the grand slam yesterday to blow the game open. And boy, oh boy, did the Major League All-Stars need it. Dexter Fowler also had a home run in yesterday's ball game. He will bat ninth and played center field. As we take a look at Kenta Maeda getting the start, this is we've seen him in the World Baseball Classic before, but we'll keep a close eye on him. As Mark, you mentioned before, perhaps one of the next guys to get posted. Right now it's a bit uncertain, but something to watch in how he handles big leaguers.
Yeah, he burst on the scene and he was so good so early. And then this year, 11-9 with a 2.60 ERA. Some would say he took a step back. I'd take those numbers. Those were pretty good. He's going to show you a 5-pitch arsenal. He's going to work the fastball, changeup, curveball, slider variation. And then he's also got the shoe toe, which is comparable to a forkball or split that we saw yesterday, used a lot to strike out the Major League players in the exhibition game.
And again, he did pitch in the World Baseball Classic, selected to the 2013 All-WBC team. 3 starts, he was 2-1, gave up an earned run, 18 strikeouts for Japan. He was named the top pitcher in Nippon Professional Baseball in 2010. That's the Sawamura Award. Also in 2010, the Central League Pitching Triple Crown, and he was just 22 years old. And we noted the numbers in the World Baseball Classic. He was good then. We'll see what he does now. Again, depending on his future, this will be a terrific test, a really good dress rehearsal if he decides, if his team decides that he wants to go to the big leagues and perhaps join guys like his counterpart tonight, Matt Shoemaker, in the Rookie of the Year category. Obviously, Shoemaker falling a bit short of Jose Abreu, who ran away with it unanimously. Congrats to Jose Abreu. But moving along to this one, Game 1 of the Japan All-Star Series. Ben Zobrist set to step in from the Kyocera Dome. Maeda deals the first pitch in there for a called strike.
I'd say this is going to be a huge test for Maeda, starting with Ben Zobrist, who brought many gloves over again on the flight. Going to play left field today.
Yeah, yesterday's ball game, it was Chris Carter starting in left field. Lucas Duda took over for him. And now tonight, Ben Zobrist begins the ball game in left field. The 0-1 from Maeda is low and in. 1 ball and 1 strike.
How good has Ben Zobrist been for the Tampa Bay Rays over his career, offering Joe Madden so many options with his lineup, ability to play so many different positions.
Tops this one to the right side, flip to first. Maeda covers, and there is 1 away. Let's take a look at the Samurai Japan defense behind Maeda. Starting in left field, Nakata, Yanagita, and Itoi, Matsuda, Sakamoto, Kikuchi, and Yamada, who flipped to Maeda for out number 1 with Shima behind home plate.
There's all-stars sprinkled all over that field.
So Robinson Cano steps in. First pitch swinging in the first at-bat yesterday. Had himself a couple of hits. Back in the number 2 hole for John Farrell's Major League All-Stars here in the opener of this Japan All-Star Series. Home plate umpire Chris Conroy with a called strike. Takanori Yamamoto is at first base. Jerry Lane, the second base umpire. Katsumi Manabe is at third. 2 Major League umpires, 2 umpires from Nippon Professional Baseball. Over the top of the breaking ball, and 0-2 to Robinson Cano.
That's a pretty good breaking ball right there. Great depth, picking up revolution, picking up speed. Doing my homework on Maeda, some say he has a tendency to hang a breaking ball over the heart of the plate, and that's what got him in trouble a couple times throughout his career, but that one was sharp coming out of the gate.
Drafted out of high school in 2006 for the 2007 season and made his big league debut in Japan in 2008 at the age of 20. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, a little low, 1-2.
Showing the full arsenal of Robinson Cano. That's what you have to do against a guy like this. You never know what you're going to need later on in the game to put him away. You got to give him some things to think about.
In the dirt, blocked by Shima, and the count even up 2 balls and 2 strikes. So yesterday's ball game was more of an exhibition. It was the Japanese professional baseball's 80th anniversary game.
See the classic changeup grip right there, almost a circle change.
John Farrell tried to get everybody in there, got most of his players in. All of his position players got a chance to play, but he's going to treat these 5 games as if they are regular season games. And just like the regular season, Robinson Cano with a knock through the left side.
Beautiful stroke for Robinson right there again, picking up where he left off yesterday. Tried to come in, Maeda tried to come in, left it hard to the plate. Robinson not trying to do too much, head down on the baseball, sweet stroke the other way.
Evan Longoria will be next. Of course, Longoria with the big grand slam in yesterday's ball game. It was 1 for 2 with those 4 RBIs. And he steps in as Maeda works out of the stretch for the first time tonight. Fouls that one back.
He hit that ball yesterday, the grand slam to dead center. You thought that game was all she wrote. Japan battled back.
Yeah, the early part of that game, it was almost like the tale of 2 games. They got out of the gates, did the big league all-stars with a sizable 8-0 lead. Finished 8-7. Longoria can't check his swing, and it's 0-2.
Go back to yesterday right here, just a hanging slider over the middle of the plate. That's what Evan Longoria does throughout the course of his career when he gets something hanging in the middle. Huge bomb to center for a granny.
See what he does here on 0-2. Again, blocked in the dirt by Shima behind the plate.
A little bit of a down year for Evan. 253 batting average is not the norm for one of the better right-hand hitters in our sport. But I look for it to be a blip on the radar. You turn this guy's baseball card over, you see nothing but all-star seasons.
The 1-2 with Cano off of first. And it's 2-2.
You know, Paul, something I picked up on watching the exhibition game and then early today right here. Japanese pitchers are not afraid to come inside to open up that curveball, that changeup down the way. Only problem with that is you don't locate it in, you leave it middle. Crooked number goes up on that board in a hurry.
Now, I guess the one difference for Maeda, who, again, pitched in the World Baseball Classic in 2013, and now facing this, again, all-star lineup, is that it's not just Americans. It's a vast majority. Guys from all different parts of the globe, different styles of play. And this is about as good of a dress rehearsal as you can ask for if you're Maeda, if you decide to try to head over to the United States and play in the major leagues.
This is the most difficult dress rehearsal he'll get. This lineup is stacked with power top to bottom. And batting ninth, Dexter Fowler playing center field. He hit a huge home run to center field as well yesterday.
Pretty good at bat being put together here by Evan Longoria. It'll be a 2-2 from Maeda with Cano off of first. Breaking ball misses inside, and it runs full 3-2.
This will be an interesting pitch selection. Get a feel for if Maeda is going to attack the hitters. 3-2 count to Evan Longoria with Robinson on first.
Payoff pitch misses low and away. And there's 2 on and 1 out for Justin Morneau.
Just a great at bat by Evan Longoria right there. Take a tough slider down and away, 3-2. Get the National League batting champ to the plate with runners in scoring position.
Justin Morneau was the number 6 hitter yesterday, went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, but moved up to the cleanup spot in this ball game. And a chance to do some early damage against Kenta Maeda here in the top of the first, with Cano on second and Longoria on first.
You could tell Maeda wanted that pitch right there.
And with 2 on and 1 out, a terrific scoring opportunity with Morneau up now, Yasiel Puig on deck. But even if they don't do damage, at least they're making him work in this first inning. And as you mentioned, they're seeing all of his pitches.
Absolutely. Justin Morneau, a .340 hitter this year off right-handed pitchers.
Packed house in Osaka. The 1-1 pitch to Morneau. On the ground. They get one. Off the bag. So Cano moves to third on the fielder's choice, as the relay throw pulled Yamada off of first.
Looked like it took a little bit of a bad hop on the second baseman, Kikuchi. See the replay right here. Looked like it took a little bit of a bad hop. The exchange with Sakamoto was clean. Justin Morneau hustling down the line. Bad throw, able to beat it out. Keep the inning alive.
So first and third for Yasiel Puig, who was 1 for 4 with an RBI single in yesterday's ball game. First pitch swinging at the breaking ball, misses, and it's 0-1. Robinson Cano on third after a single, and Justin Morneau on first after reaching on the fielder's choice.
Yasiel Puig wasting no time getting loose. We talked about this yesterday, Paul. He thinks he can hit the rosin bag out to dead center if you threw it at him.
Maeda's 0-1, misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, especially in Puig's first year. I mean, it seemed like he was either swinging at the first and maybe even the second pitch and down 0-1 or 0-2 in almost every at bat.
And you saw maturation this year, taking more pitches, working more counts. There's a pitch he wants back. Slider right in the middle of the plate. We talked about it early. Maeda has a tendency to hang a few over the middle of the plate. There was one right there.
Well, they've made Maeda throw 22 pitches in this inning. And since you can't assume a double play, which could have gotten him out of the inning with no damage, the Major League All-Star is still a chance here, but it'll be a 1-2 pitch to Yasiel Puig and a swing and a miss. So Maeda works hard in the first, but it's a clean first when it's all said and done. We'll see Samurai Japan when we come back.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at the Samurai Japan lineup. Sho Nakata cleaning things up, a youngster who led the Pacific League with 100 RBIs. Be in left field. Matt Shoemaker.
Guy I'm looking at, Paul, is in the 5-hole, Seiichi Uchikawa, the DH. He was the Japan Series MVP for the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks.
Yeah, they won it 4-1, beating the Hanshin Tigers. Kenta Maeda working through the first inning. And Hiroki Kukubo must have liked that one. Manager for the Samurai Japan squad. So if they see if they can do any damage in the first inning against Matt Shoemaker. Haven't seen him since the Angels and Royals got together in the American League Division Series, and he faced off against Giordano Ventura.
You're going to see a 5-pitch arsenal out of Matt Shoemaker. Fastball, changeup, curve, slider, and a split finger as well.
First pitch to Yuki Yanagita is fouled away.
Please continue to watch out for foul balls.
Yanagita was on that SoftBank Hawks squad that won the Japan Series championship a few weeks back. Was also on the 2011 championship team. Fouls that one away as well, and it's quickly 0-2.
You look at the numbers up and down this Samurai Japan lineup. Some eye-popping stats.
Shoemaker's 0-2 creeps back over the inside corner for out number 1. Let's take a look at the defense behind Matt Shoemaker. Again, a slightly different look from what we saw last night. Ben Zobrist in left, Dexter Fowler in center field, Yasiel Puig in right, Evan Longoria, Alcides Escobar, Robinson Cano, and Justin Morneau third to first, with Sal Perez and his 2 Gold Gloves behind the plate.
You saw right there with Matt Shoemaker, the front hip 2-seam fastball that Greg Maddux made famous.
Ryusuke Kikuchi into left field and toward the corner. That'll be extra bases as Zobrist digs it out, and the 1-out double for Samurai Japan. It took him a while last night to get a hit off of the Major League All-Stars, that joint squad of the Hanshin Tigers and Yomiuri Giants, but the first hit comes in the bottom of the first here tonight.
Beautiful swing right there by Kikuchi. High leg kick, front foot down. Hits a bullet into the left field corner.
Yoshio Itoi steps in with a runner in scoring position and 1 out in the bottom of the first inning. Major League All-Stars threatened in the top of the first, came away with nothing. Doesn't take Samurai Japan long to threaten here in the bottom of the first. Blocked by Perez, 1-0.
Another 6-time All-Star at the plate. Led the Pacific League in batting average, won a Gold Glove for the Oryx Buffaloes.
He figures to get a good hand. This is his home ballpark, playing with the Buffaloes. Kikuchi off the second, Escobar keeping him close. That one's fouled away, 1-1. Not the same venue that Ichiro played in when he was still playing in Japan. This is a newer facility. And the 1-1 pitch, ripped foul, 1-2.
Paul, I don't know about you, but I absolutely love the matte black helmets that Team Samurai Japan uses.
Yeah. It's a different look. I like it.
It's a cool look.
It is. The 1-2 from Shoemaker. And Chris Conroy rings up Itoe. They're 2 away. Second strike out of the inning for Shoemaker.
There it was again, the two-seam fastball. Starting at the front hip of the left-handed hitter and coming back over the plate.
And both Itoe and Yanagita look back at the home plate umpire Chris Conroy as if they couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
like they were really fooled by both.
I'm sure they'll go inside and check it out on video. Tell themselves they have to make an adjustment.
Sho Nakata steps in with a runner on second base and 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. The 25-year-old fouls the first pitch away, quickly 0-1.
Nakata's known for one thing, and that's big-time power. 27 homers, 100 ribbies this year. Third straight 20-plus homer season.
Yeah, you mentioned before, you look up and down this Samurai Japan lineup. This isn't going to be a cakewalk by any stretch.
This
is
is
the
not
Major League All-Star.
This is not yesterday's exhibition.
No. Throw down behind the runner, and back safely is Kikuchi. Saw that from Drew Butera yesterday, and it was a crucial play in the bottom of the 8th inning with the tying run at second. Butera threw down to second base, and they picked off Ota, and that was. I mean, that joint squad obviously had the bases loaded, 1 out in the 9th inning as well, so that they had their chances beyond that, but a crucial play at the time. Although Perez comes up empty here in the bottom of the first tonight, as does Nakata, who's now down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Here it was yesterday. Jose Veras on the mound. Drew Butera back pick with Ben Zobrist to get them out of the bottom of the 8th inning and preserve an 8-7 victory.
The 1-2 pitch, tipped and caught. So 3 strikeouts. Shoemaker strikes out the side. We are scoreless after 1. Game 1 of the Japan All-Star Series. Paul Severino, Mark DeRosa. A scoreless first inning worked by both starting pitchers, and we'll see what Kenta Maeda brings to the table against 6, 7, and 8 for the Major League All-Stars here in the second.
Absolutely love high heat with Christopher Mad Dog Russo.
Me too. I love it.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Loved him for years, ever since he was just doing radio in New York City. Now, obviously,
much more national, and of course on MLB Network as well. Carlos Santana will lead things off. He was the cleanup hitter and DH yesterday, went 0 for 4 and struck out 3 times in the 6-hole in Game 1 of this Japan All-Star Series.
Carlos got off to such a cold start. April into May, struggled with the batting average, but the power numbers were there in the end. 27 homers. Kept Cleveland in the hunt all the way down till the final week of the season, succumbing to the Kansas City Royals for that wild card spot with the Oakland A's. Kansas City ends up going all the way to the World Series.
All the way to Game 7, 90 feet away from
dramatic.
Perhaps either forcing extra innings at least, or maybe even winning it. A terrific World Series. It was a lot of fun to watch. And obviously the live baseball continues on MLB Network. Carlos Santana is not alone with the Cleveland Indians out here. His manager Terry Francona is aboard on John Farrell's squad as well. Good look at Hisashi Iwakuma. He will start in Game 2 of this series at the Tokyo Dome. Tapped off of Santana, 2-2.
Maeda seems to have a good feel for that shoe-toe slash change-up split action pitch he's got working here in the first 2 innings.
So we should be seeing something like a Roy Oswalt.
That was the comparison. Slender frame, ability to work both sides of the plate.
Santana, pump back liner to third. Matsuda puts it away for an easy out, number 1.
The reports have him having the ability to touch 95 miles an hour. Roy Oswalt was a little firmer than that. Good breaking ball as well. But Maeda's got a little bit more touch and feel in his delivery and his arsenal as well.
Hiroki Kikobu was actually a player on the SoftBank Hawks when they won the Japan Series back in 2011. Not a skipper in Nippon professional baseball, but running the national team. Sal Perez to right field, and Itoi is there, 2 away. He stung that one.
Yeah, he swung the bat well yesterday. Hit a bullet up the middle. Also hit a big home run to dead center field. So he's picking up right where he left off in the postseason.
And his teammate with the Kansas City Royals, Alcides Escobar, steps in with 2 away. In there for a called strike. Escobar led off yesterday and had a couple of hits in 3 at-bats and scored a couple of runs as well. In the dirt, blocked by Shima. 1-1.
That's the beauty of the postseason, getting a chance to see guys you don't see on a regular basis. I feel like the world got a chance to really embrace Alcides Escobar, see what he's about. One of the better defenders in our game. Starting to come along with the bat as well.
To center field, but plenty of room for Yanagita. Puts it away for out number 3, and it's a 1-2-3 second inning for Kenta Maeda. One of the last of the second.
Back, Matt Shoemaker put together a terrific rookie season.
Yes, he did. Burst on the scene. Debuted in 2013, September. Then came up last year, 16-4. Again, a huge addition with Jared Weaver and C.J. Wilson. You see right here the AL Rookie of the Year results. Unanimous winner in Jose Abreu. What he did was historic for Matt Shoemaker. Just as impressive. Really putting Anaheim over the top, finishing with 98 wins. Had an oblique strain down the stretch. Missed his last couple of starts, but was prepared to go up against Yordano Ventura in the NLDS.
5, 6, and 7 to the bottom of the second inning. Seiichi Uchikawa, the DH, leads off and takes the strike. And that's the thing, for Shoemaker to step up, not only on a good team, but also for a team that lost a Garrett Richards. Uchikawa with a base hit into right center field. Puig gets it back in, a leadoff single. Second hit allowed for Shoemaker.
The credentials for Uchikawa, two-time batting champ in 08 and 2011, Pacific League MVP in 2011. You see him just taking this ball the other way, little base hit. And again, the Japan Series MVP in 2014. Interesting song choice.
Yeah.
For Sakamoto, little Frozen.
Hayato Sakamoto, the shortstop, will step in with a runner on first and nobody away here in the bottom of the second inning. Shoemaker struck out the side in the first. As this one is shot toward the gap in left center field, it'll go almost to the wall. Nice job by Fowler to cut it off. Escobar's throw in. And by Fowler keeping that ball from going to the wall, it also kept the run from scoring, but a double for Sakamoto nonetheless, and they're 2 on and nobody out in the second.
What a great play by Dexter Fowler. That ball gets to the wall. There's no doubt Uchikawa scores. Sakamoto drives this ball to left center gap. First pitch ambush. But a great play right here. See that high leg kick. Staying down through the baseball. It's a nice piece of hitting right there.
So a big spot here for Samurai Japan. Nobuhiro Matsuda, the third baseman, will step in with Uchikawa on third, Sakamoto on second.
Another player for the SoftBank Hawks, who unfortunately had to miss the 2014 Japan Series with a fractured index finger on his right hand, but he's back for this.
Breaking ball misses away. Now again, one of the main reasons why Japan wanted this series to happen so much is because they're gearing up for the 2017 World Baseball Classic. Of course, there's already been 3 WBCs. Japan has won 2 of them. But they wanted to get some of their youngsters a little bit more seasoning against some of the top competition in the world, doing so against the Major League All-Star team.
WBC is a special event. I was fortunate enough to play in 09 for Team USA, and we were sent back to our respective spring training sites by Team Japan and Yu Darvish.
1-2 pitch, sticks the bat out, floats it out towards center field. Fowler underneath. Throw comes home. Cut off by Morneau, knocked away into foul ground. Perez fields, throws to third, and advancing to third is Sakamoto. So a sac fly for Matsuda gives Japan a 1-0 lead.
Just taking what the game gives you right there. Second and third, nobody out, looking for something up, something you can drive into the outfield. Gets a little curveball down, up and away. Dexter Fowler tries to make a throw. Tough one-hop cut by Justin Morneau, gets away from him. allows the runner to advance to third.
Tetsudo Yamada, the first baseman, with a runner on third and one out, takes ball one.
Tough 8-hole right here. Hitter right here. Yamada, 193 hits, led both leagues in that category.
And 29 home runs, not bad either.
Yeah, not bad. 22 years old. Wow. First round pick in 2010 for the Yakult Swallows.
Play the infield about halfway or even with the bag. The 2-0 pitch misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Yeah, the history of Major League Baseball in Japan dates back more than 100 years. 1908, the first All-American team traveled to Japan. They went undefeated in a 19-game barnstorming tour. Then in 1986, Major League Baseball began sending a team to Japan every 2 years to compete against MPB. Haven't seen this since 2006, however. Count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
See the infield depth up the middle, kind of halfway. You afforded that with the turf infield. Ball's going to get on you a heck of a lot quicker. Evan Longoria should feel comfortable. This reminds me of Tropicana Field right here.
Yeah, it's a different infield surface than we saw last night, an all dirt infield. This one more of that turf. He's swinging a miss. And a big strikeout there for Shoemaker, already his 4th of the night.
And that's his put away pitch right there. Good hard change up for Matt Shoemaker. Big out with a runner on third. See the fumble in action, down and into the right-hander. Good arm action right there.
Shoemaker was just throwing regular bullpen sessions, knowing that he was coming to Japan, so he didn't shut it down completely after the Angels were eliminated from the postseason. It's a time of year where guys are usually on vacation and take a couple of weeks off, right? I mean, it'd take more than, what, 2 weeks after the season before you start gearing up for the next year?
Yeah, I would like to take, well, it depends. As I got older, I took more time. You know, when I was younger, I wanted to be right in the cage as soon as the season ended. But I'd usually wait till the new year to pick up a bat, get in the cage with a bunch of guys, and start honing in on getting ready for spring training. But the thing that's been nice, you saw Chris Capuano come out yesterday and have fastball command, working to both sides of the plate. Matt Shoemaker seems to be on top of his game as well.
What a hero Shima takes upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So an interesting cross-section of Major League All-Stars, guys like Sal Perez, who played all the way until Game 7 of the World Series. You mentioned Chris Capuano hadn't started, I should say, since late September before making the start in yesterday's exhibition game. Capuano's turn will come back around when these teams play Game 4 of this All-Star Series on November 16th, a few days from now. Travel day mixed in, as these squads will head to the Tokyo Dome for the middle 3 games of this 5-game set. 4 strikeouts already for Shoemaker. He's not going to get one here, but he will get a fly ball to Dexter Fowler to end it. But a run comes home on a sacked fly from Matsuda, and it's a 1-0 lead for Samurai Japan.
Prior to the ball game, both managers, John Farrell and Hiroki Kukobo, exchanging flowers and pleasantries, of course, as they embark on this 5-game set. Fukumoto throwing out the first pitch to get things going here at the Kyocera Dome. Kenta Maeda out to work in the top of the 3rd inning. He'll face 9, 1, and 2 for the Major League All-Stars. Dexter Fowler, who homered in yesterday's exhibition game, went 2 for 4 with a couple of runs scored and takes upstairs for ball 1. And Ben Zobrist and Robinson Cano here in the top of the 3rd inning. Paul Severino, Mark DeRosa with you. And one thing, Mark, that we noticed yesterday was the strike zone. We commented on the strike zone. It was a little bit higher, maybe a little wider. And so far here today with Chris Conroy behind the plate, a major league umpire, that first pitch to Dexter Fowler, what may have been called a strike yesterday, was called a ball. The second pitch, which may have been called a strike yesterday, was called a ball. I mean, look, every umpire, whether depending on what league you work in, doesn't matter, is always different. But just the tendencies from yesterday today have been different.
Yeah, you just search for consistency as a hitter. You're willing to give a little off the outside corner, but then you can't give the in. And these guys know. Yesterday was a little bit different. Seemed like the Japanese pitchers were attacking most of the Major League All-Star team with fastballs in off the plate. And they were so consistent attacking that zone that the umpire started giving it to them, but nothing down the way was a strike yesterday.
Payoff pitch to Fowler in the air to right field, and Itoe puts it away for out number 1. Kenta Maeda, who was in a little bit of trouble in the first inning after a 1-out single to Robinson Cano. He then walked Evan Longoria, got Justin Morneau to ground into a fielder's choice. Struck out Yasiel Puig to end any threat in the first inning. Anytime Robinson Cano is looming, it's a threat for sure. He's on deck as Ben Zobrist steps in. Zobrist grounded to the right side to first base in the first inning and takes a called strike.
You see right here, Maeda starting off Ben Zobrist with a backdoor breaking ball for strike 1. That's been his MO early, keeping the hitters off balance.
Nice play to get there by Kikuchi. Spins and throws. A terrific defensive play at second base. And there are 2 away.
Beautiful play by Kikuchi right there. Ranging hard to his left. Pulling off a beautiful pirouette. Perfect, accurate throw to first. 2 down.
Showing off why he won the Gold Glove in the Central League in 2014. And got Zobrist by a couple of steps, too. Made it look easy. Robinson Cano steps in. Nobody aboard and 2 out here in the top of the 3rd. Line drive right back up the middle off of Maeda, who fields his position quite nicely. And another 1-2-3 inning for Maeda. Samurai Japan up 1-0. back. The Baseball Hall of Fame recently released digitized footage filmed by Jimmy Fox and his wife Helen from the 1934 Goodwill Tour of Japan, taken by Major League Baseball. You might recognize some of the names that were on that trip: Babe Ruth, Lefty Gomez, Lou Gehrig. They went 17-0.
How awesome is
to no
that?
one's surprise.
Grainy footage of the Bambino.
Love that stuff. That was 1934. Now in 2014, Major League All-Stars are back in Japan. Paul Severino, Mark DeRosa with you. Matt Shoemaker out for the bottom of the third, trailing 1-0. He'll face the top of the order. First pitch swinging. Yuki Yanagita deep to center field. Sends Dexter Fowler all the way back to the track and puts it away for out number one.
Yanagita looking to make it 2-0. Team Samurai Japan just missed it. Deepest part of the ballpark. Dexter Fowler doing his Devon White impersonation out there, catching that baseball about chest high.
Here's a look at that terrific defensive play by Kikuchi in the top of the inning, and now he bats with one out in the bottom of the third. Takes a called strike. Doubled back in the first inning, but Shoemaker was able to work around it as Shoemaker struck out the side in the first. Shoemaker has 4 strikeouts to this point, but surrendered a run at the bottom of the second inning. The 1-1 to Kikuchi is in the dirt.
Look forward to seeing Matt Shoemaker in 2015 to see if he can capitalize and build off that great rookie campaign. They get Garrett Richards back, like you said earlier, with Jared Weaver, C.J. Wilson. He steps in the 4 slot. Be a pretty formidable rotation.
Because they still have that Trout fella, right?
Yeah, I think he's lurking somewhere in that lineup. So there's a guy by the name of Pujols as well.
And the winter has barely begun. I mean, sure, Michael Kadyr's with the Mets now, but there's still a lot of moving and shaking. Still have the winter meetings coming up in a couple of weeks. Are the Mariners going to make any moves? Get some protection for Robinson Cano? We shall see.
Oh, you know the Mariners are going to make a move, Paul. They have to. Get a nice right-handed power bat. Slot him in right behind Robinson Cano. The average was the same last year for Robinson. The homers were down. He hit 14, but I think that was more major league pitchers pitching around him.
Shoemaker with the 1-out walk to Kikuchi. A little unhappy with himself there, and Yoshio Itoi steps in.
Reading up on Itoi, he was originally drafted by the Nippon Ham Fighters in 2003, a first-rounder, and part of a controversial 5-player trade to division rival Oryx Buffaloes, where he resides now.
$19 home runs, 81 RBIs, and 31 stolen bases in the regular season. They try to keep Kikuchi close here in the bottom of the third.
You got to love Sal Perez being behind the dish again.
Yeah.
Including the postseason. 158 games behind home plate as a catcher for the Kansas City Royals.
It's amazing.
It's crazy.
and he brought Eric Kratz with him, too. Kratz played a little first base yesterday as Drew Butera took over as the backup catcher. To keep Kikuchi close, he had 28 steals in the regular season for the Carp.
Chopper to short. Escobar flips to Cano. What a slick play, but safe at first.
Was that gorgeous?
That was beautiful.
It's not how they draw it up fundamentally.
Both parts of it. It looked like Escobar flipped from his glove right to the bare hand of Cano.
It's the backhand shovel from Alcides Escobar. Robinson Cano bare hand. Little Robbie Alomar coming across the bag.
It's not that easy, is it? I mean, he makes it look it, but it can't be.
It's definitely not that easy. Testament to Otoye's speed, beating it out right there.
Yeah, because that wasn't just for flash and flare. I mean, that was the only play they really had. I mean, that was about as quick as an exchange as you can get at the center of the diamond, and still Otoye was able to beat it out. Nakata struck out to end the first. Mentioned Otoye's speed, 31 steals in the regular season, so they'll look to keep him close. It was interesting because we saw obviously a ton of the Kansas City Royals this postseason. Talking about Sal Perez, Alcides Escobar, obviously two of a handful of Royals who made the trip to Japan. And I think Ned Yost was right when he said they grew up in that wild card game. I mean, they had very little, if any. I mean, James Shields had some, but very little postseason experience on that entire roster. And very rarely in the postseason did they ever look overmatched. I mean, they were, what, 8-0 when they got to the World Series.
Yeah, absolutely. They really did. Stole 7 bases off John Lester, and Norris behind the plate. Giovanni Soto had started that game, had to leave it early.
Line shot left field, moving over Zobrist to put it away for out number 3. So Nakata flies out, and a clean third, 1-0 Japan. Take a closer look at the rules and regulations for this Japan All-Star Series. Each roster has 29 players. 28 are active for every game. We got 2 umpires from the major leagues, 2 umpires from Nippon Professional Baseball. They're using the DH. different rules once we get to extra innings, including what could be a draw after 12. And of course, the baseball is a little bit different as well. They're going to be using the same Rawlings baseball that was used in the 2013 World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, you see right here the MPB ball right out of the cellophane wrapper, a little tackier. That's the biggest difference between the two. The WBC ball they're using today is a little slicker than the MPB ball.
So it's just one baseball in use today. It was a little bit different yesterday in the ball game that the Major League All-Stars faced off against the joint squad of the Tigers and Giants. When the Tigers and Giants were on defense, they were using the NPB ball. So now just it's a little less confusing today.
Yeah, and the only real difference you look for when the ball's a little slicker is if Team Samurai Japan, a lot of these guys like to throw that hard breaking ball. They're used to a little tackier ball. Get on top, create a little bit more downward action on their breaking stuff.
Evan Longoria, a hot shot to third. Matsuda across the diamond for out number 1.
Doesn't seem to be impacting Maeda, though. He seems to have a good breaking ball, both sides of the plate, throwing a little backdoor slider to go along with that big curveball and good changeup. See right there, just a good two-seam fastball down and in. Longoria hit it hard.
Justin Morneau is next, 0 for 1, but reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning and takes outside for ball 1. And Maeda's really settled down since that first inning. Been incredibly efficient. A 1-2-3 second, a 1-2-3 third. Helped himself on defense for the third out of the second inning. Got some help at second base from Kikuchi in that third inning as well.
There's a good look at the changeup right there.
Center field. Nakata in left for out number 2.
And Maeda's rolling right now. For the Major League Baseball players sitting on the bench, you try and see if he falls into a pattern. See if he can sit on something. He seems to be mixing. One of his biggest strengths is his ability to keep hitters off balance. One thing I have noticed, he likes to start the lefties off with that little backdoor slider. See if eventually he goes to the well one too many times and somebody's sitting on that.
Puig struck out to end the first.
Ouch. That got nothing but skin of the umpire's forearm right there.
It was about a 58-footer.
Yeah, that's when the catcher turns around. Gives a little "my bad" to the home plate umpire.
Breaking ball misses inside. Couple of pauses in his delivery. I mean, we've seen a lot of pauses in deliveries of different Japanese pitchers, but it's almost like there's two, over the top, and then once he kind of gets over that back leg as well.
Kind of a la Daisuke Matsuzaka, who used to pause over his head and then almost do a semi turn towards second base and pause there as well before delivering the ball home. Yasiel Puig never looks happy when he walks.
No, he's
never.
up there to swing. It's the second walk of the evening for Kenta Maeda. Again, trying to attack the inside part of the plate.
See right here, Paul, if he goes to that little backdoor breaking ball, 0-0. Did it to Dexter Fowler, did it to Justin Morneau. Looks like a changeup.
Carlos Santana 0 for 1, popped out to third back in the second inning, and has yet to register a hit here in Japan. 0 for 4 yesterday, 0 for 1 to this point. This one in the air, and Kikuchi puts it away. May have broken his bat, but it's out number 3, and another good inning for Maeda. He's got a 1-0 lead. Kenta Maeda has done a terrific job to this point. Really kept the bats quiet. Outside of a mini jam in the first inning, he has really settled down.
He really has. His 7 years in Japan, 82 and 59 with a 2.44 ERA. That's dominating type stuff, Paul.
Yeah. See if they get some more runs for him here in the bottom of the fourth inning, as first pitch swinging. Uchikawa fouls that one off wide of third base. He singled and scored the lone run back in the second inning. Scored on a sac fly. In the air, left field, Zobrist toward the corner. Plenty of room. One away. Tsuyoshi Wada stretching things out. Could be the next one in behind Matt Shoemaker.
Here comes Elsa. Wonder what bet he lost to have to play that as his walk to the plate music.
Maybe he's got kids. Maybe his kids like it. Who knows? Sakamoto doubled back in the second inning. Shoemaker's trying to work quickly, get into a rhythm.
Nasty pitch right there. 48 pitches for Matt Shoemaker. You wonder how long John Farrell plans to go with him tonight.
You know he can't go any more than 80. It's part of the rules. Pitchers can't throw more than 80 pitches a game unless you're in the middle of an at-bat, then you could finish the batter, but that's the only exception there. If a pitcher throws more than 50, this will be pitch number 50. Hit on the ground through the left side for a base hit. Sakamoto's got a couple of knocks.
Nice piece of hitting right there. Swung through an early changeup. Go ahead, Paul. Here's the pitcher use limitations.
Yeah, so if a pitcher throws more than 50, obviously he's got to rest at least 4 days. That's not going to be a problem here with Shoemaker. He figures to come back perhaps in game 5, even though it's not been made official yet. If a pitcher throws more than 30, has to rest at least a day. Can't throw more than 2 consecutive days. So obviously the pitchers on both sides have, for the most part, plenty of innings under their belt in the 2014 season. Obviously don't want to get anybody hurt here. That's why the roster's a little more expanded than the normal 25 that we would see in a big league regular season game.
Just want to make a quick correction from earlier. Matsuda, I said he missed the Japan series with a fractured index finger on his right hand. That's not the case. He missed the All-Star series.
This was earlier in the ball game, the sacrifice fly for Matsuda that led to the only run to this point. His RBI back in the second has been the scoring. Sakamoto on it first. Ground ball up the middle. Escobar gets to it, flips to Cano for one, on to first, not in time.
Another beautiful double play. Chance for Escobar and Cano working together nice, but again Matsuda getting down the line similar to Toy, beating it out, forcing Matt Shoemaker to continue working.
So Matsuda off of first base. Tetsudo Yamada, the first baseman, struck out back in the second inning, will get his second chance against Matt Shoemaker. Breaking ball in there for a called strike. At least to this point, a much different ball game than what we saw yesterday when 15 runs were scored.
Now, when I was putting a scorecard together, you looked up and down the lineup, and I said to myself, wow, Major League Baseball's got their hands full tonight.
Shoemaker's done a good job through these first 3+ innings. Matsuda's got himself a stolen base. Sal Perez threw out 25 of 82 potential base stealers in the regular season, but an easy steal of second base for Matsuda. He's in scoring position now with 2 outs.
And you look at Yamada right here, 29 homers, 15 bags, just 22 years old.
And he's their 8-hitter.
Obviously one of their top young players.
And a line drive over the head of Escobar into left field. Zobrist fields. Here comes the throw. And here comes the second run for Samurai Japan. So the stolen base looms large as a hit by Yamada gives Samurai Japan their 2-0 edge.
Just staying with a good Matt Shoemaker changeup. Classic high leg kick. Matsuda just too fast. No play at the plate for Ben Zobrist.
Zobrist obviously has played all over the diamond in his career. They get a check on Yamada at first, but he's barely back safely. Again, Zobrist has played pretty much everywhere, but 66 games in left field in his entire career. Actually played 38 of those games in 2014. But with the way that the major league roster is constructed, not a lot of true outfielders on this squad. Dexter Fowler, Yasiel Puig, the only real outfielders, everyday outfielders. Again, saw Chris Carter starting left yesterday. More of an all-star game type approach for John Farrell, so not everybody was going to play the whole night, even though those two, Fowler and Puig, did. But it was Lucas Duda who took over in left field toward the latter half of yesterday's ball game. Ben Zobrist getting the start in left tonight.
Look at Yamada staying down on that changeup. A lot of throwovers up and down this Team Samurai Japan lineup. A lot of guys with double-digit stolen bases. Obviously, John Farrell and his staff aware that they like to run, calling for a lot of pickoffs early.
This one line toward right field. Puig coming over. It's in and out of his glove. He's got to track it down near the line. Has trouble with it there, too. And Yamada advances all the way to third.
Would have been an outstanding play by Yasiel Puig. Shima going the other way. Nice line drive on a curveball. Nice attempt by Yasiel Puig. Wasn't able to come up with it. First and third with 2 outs.
Shima on at first, Yamada at third. And 1 run already home in this inning for Samurai Japan. Yuki Yanagita, the center fielder, steps in with a chance to tack on more against Matt Shoemaker and the big league all-stars here in the 4th. Seems like they've been on that curveball.
You know, one thing I've always noticed about Japanese players when they come over to the States, they seem to handle the breaking stuff exceptionally well. Ichiro had the ability to just stay through changeups, breaking balls, sliders, and just keep his bat through the zone so long. Throw out knocks all over the yard.
And we've noted the power numbers in this lineup, but it's also it seems like a different approach that when there are 2 strikes, they're just trying to put the ball in play.
Yeah, it's that pass the baton approach that you search for in the big leagues. Everybody knowing their role. Working to get guys on base, working counts, occasionally taking a chance to ambush.
Yanagita doesn't chase, and it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Maybe getting close to the end of the road for Matt Shoemaker. Already saw a little bit of action in the bullpen, at least some stretching and moving. Can't throw more than 80. He's got 63 pitches thrown through 4 and another strikeout. That was his 5th. But another run home, a 2-0 lead for Samurai Japan.
Welcome back. Kenta Maeda has impressed through 4 innings.
Yeah, he's been in absolute control since the second batter of the game. Right here to Carlos Santana, you're seeing a curveball that got in on him. Good changeup to Ben Zobrist right there. Heck of a defensive play as well. Good two-seam fastball down and into Evan Longoria, letting his defense play behind him.
His future is somewhat undecided. Not exactly sure whether or not he will be posted, but this is a look at the new posting system. Now there's a maximum fee of $20 million, and as we saw with Masahiro Tanaka last year, the New York Yankees, they put forth that $20 million, and basically the other money that they would have spent, if you compare it to a Yu Darvish or a Daisuke Matsusaka total value deal, 150 some odd million goes into Tanaka's pocket. I'm sure he's a fan of the new posting system. Sal Perez leads things off and takes strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 7, 8, and 9 for the Major League All-Stars here in the 5th.
Paul, I love what I'm seeing early from Kenta Maeda. Keeping these guys off balance, starting a lot of hitters with off-speed pitches. Got good feel for his curveball and slider. Nasty one right there. Sneak attack fastball at times. Good changeup. He wouldn't see this type of lineup, no, on an everyday basis in the major league level.
And that's why we thought maybe this would be a good dress rehearsal. Again, he's pitched in World Baseball Classics before, but you get a closer look at him. And look, teams have scouts in Japan all the time. They do their homework, their due diligence. They know what this kid has, but
I don't think Maeda projects watching him right now as a 1 for anybody in the posting system, but telling me he can't be a good 3-4 for somebody. I find that hard to believe based on what I've seen so far.
And he worked hard in the first inning, but has really settled down, been much more efficient since.
And you compare him going into free agent class with a guy like Brandon McCarthy or Francisco Liriano, kind of that second tier after Shield, Scherzer, and John Lester.
He made that look easy, didn't he? Right back at him. Let's take a look at some other postings that have been, well, let's just call it successful. Ichiro put together what can easily be a Hall of Fame career. Not quite done yet, although he doesn't have a team for the 2015 season. Last played with the Yankees, who signed Masahiro Tanaka to that 7-year, $155 million deal. That was the first posting under that new system. So, again, hence the differences of the posting fee and the total value of the contract.
Looking at that list right there, Hungjin Ryu jumps out at me. 6 years total with the posting fee, $60 million, a little north of that for the Dodgers to be a stout number 3 after Kershaw and Greinke.
Now he's a number 3 behind Kershaw and Greinke, but would he be a number 3 on other staffs?
No, absolutely,
probably not. Right?
Absolutely not.
I mean,
running into 2 of the best pitchers in our game.
.61 pitches to this point for Kenta Maeda. And very effective to this point, holding a 2-0 lead. Alcides Escobar misses, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, speaking of the Dodgers rotation, and specifically Zach Greinke, you're looking at a piece that was traded from Milwaukee over to Kansas City in the Zach Greinke deal, along with Lorenzo Cain. 2 players that played prominently in the run Kansas City had to Game 7 of the World Series, succumbing to the one Madison Bumgarner and the San Francisco Giants.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout of the night for Kenta Maeda, and there are 2 away here in the 5th.
Good two-seam fastball down and in. He's sticking to his game plan.
Just the expression there. It's just max effort.
Yeah. Location, keeping hitters off balance, starting a lot of guys soft.
As he does there to Dexter Fowler.
Same pitch he started him off with the first at bat. That's the stuff you look for when you're facing a guy like this. Does he fall into a pattern? Can I sit on something?
Does that throw you off when you get a first pitch breaking ball, something off speed right out of the gate?
You're all geared up to hit the fastball at all times. But watching the first 5 innings of this game, he's shown you that he'll throw any pitch, any count.
Major League umpire Chris Conroy behind the plate. His Major League counterpart Jerry Lane working second base. And 2 umpires from DuPont Professional Baseball as Dexter Fowler has a hit into right field. Takes a big turnaround first and into second base with a hustle double. First hit allowed since the second hitter of the ball game when Robinson Cano got a knock, but a hustle double for Dexter Fowler.
Both on the same pitch. Tries to sneak that fastball in. He tried to do it earlier in the game in the first to Robinson Cano, and he hit a bullet the other way. Dexter Fowler turns on this for a double. Great aggressive base running from Dexter.
That's already his 3rd hit in a game plus here in Japan. Had the home run yesterday. And now he is in scoring position with 2 away for Ben Zobrist, who hit one to the right side. A terrific play by Kikuchi at second base to take away what could have easily been a base hit. Maeda starting to get close to that 80 pitch limit. If Zobrist can work a good at bat here, it may ensure that Maeda will be done after 5.
Yeah, gotta believe they want to work his pitch count up. I know Ben Zobrist not thinking about that right now, but you want to get into that pen the way Maeda's thrown the ball these first 5 innings.
It's pitch number 70 and it misses outside. 3 balls and no strikes.
Got to believe he's going to try and work back as hard as he can right here. Recover from a 3-0 count. Robinson Cano lurking in that on-deck circle.
He'll try Kikuchi again. A much easier play this time. Well, he's got 9 more pitches. We'll see if Maeda comes back out for the 6th. A 2-0 lead for Samurai Japan.
Well, we're halfway through Game 1 of the Japan All-Star Series. Game 2 comes your way Friday. Game 2, 3, and 4 all at the Tokyo Dome. And a terrific matchup in Game 2. Hisashi Iwakuma right near his home in Tokyo against the Sawamura Award winner, Chihiro Kaneko. That'll be a good one. This was Kenta Maeda. 71 pitches through 5 innings of work, getting some congratulations. Again, mention the pitch count because he can't throw more than 80. So we'll see if that is in fact going to do it for him or not. But if it is, boy oh boy was he good.
Yeah, Paul, you talked earlier about putting your best foot forward for Maeda. 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 strikeouts. Only Dexter Fowler was able to reach second base. I say he showed some scouts what they needed to see.
No doubt about it. Ryusuke Kikuchi leads things off and takes outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 2, 3, and 4 for Samurai Japan here in the 5th. They have a 2-0 lead. Kikuchi's reached base twice. He doubled back in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. To center field, moving over is Fowler to put it away for out number 1. So depending on how efficient Shoemaker is in this inning, see how long he lasts before John Farrell goes to the bullpen.
Be nice if he's able to get through this inning.
Plenty of options in the bullpen for John Farrell. You also know you're not going to go more than 12 innings. So Tommy Warms in the bullpen for Samurai Japan. Again, leading you to believe that Maeda's night is done after 5. Popped him up. Escobar into shallow left for out number 2. So Capuano started in yesterday's ball game. Obviously Shoemaker starting tonight. Jeremy Guthrie, Hisashi Iwakuma, the other starters for this Major League All-Star team. The rest of these guys are free to come and go as they please out of the bullpen for John Farrell.
Yeah, I'm interested to see Tommy Hunter get in there. Probably save Mark Melancon. If they got the lead late, 33 saves for the Pittsburgh Pirates this year. I want to see Tommy Hunter and his blazing fastball sometimes can reach triple digits. I want to see how Team Samurai Japan handles a big-time fastball.
Upstairs to Sho Nakata, who is 0 for 2. One of the many promising youngsters in this Samurai Japan lineup. 6 seasons with Nippon Ham Fighters. 106 home runs, 364 RBIs this past season, 27 homers and 100 RBIs. In the air to right field, Yasiel Puig moves over to put it away for out number 3. So Matt Shoemaker gives John Farrell an efficient inning. He gets through 5, but he trails 2-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the 7th inning, we will be having the big flag event at the right stand area. If you are sitting in that area, a big flag will be crossing over your head, so please be careful if you have small children or if you're eating food at that time. Once again, the big flag event will take place at the end of the 7th inning. Thank you for your understanding and cooperation.
Paul Severino, Mark DeRosa back with you as we move to the top of the 6th inning. At the Kia Ceradome in Osaka, Robinson Cano will lead things off as the Major League Baseball All-Stars trying to get back in this ball game, down 2-0. Had a really tough time doing anything against Kenta Maeda, a guy who we were looking forward to seeing and obviously did not disappoint.
No, he didn't disappoint. He came right out of the chute from pitch one with showing great command of 3 breaking pitches, a good changeup, good 2-seamer down and in, kept guys off balance, really pitched well.
There will be a submariner on the mound. This one should be an interesting look for the Major League All-Stars. A closer look at Kenta Maeda. Worked hard through that first inning, but really settled down. Fielded his position nicely a couple of times, robbing Robinson Cano of what could have been a base hit up the middle. And this is the base hit that eventually gave a 2-0 lead to Samurai Japan. Yamada's knock to make it a 2-0 lead.
Number 35,
So just game 1 of a 5-game series between these two squads. Major League Baseball All-Stars and Samurai Japan. It was Japan that wanted to revisit this Japan All-Star Series. Hadn't seen it since 2006, but wanted to get ready for the 2017 World Baseball Classic. In fact, they'll be using, as they have been tonight, using the 2013 WBC baseball in order to get ready for that competition. It's a competition that I know you played in, you liked it, but the Japan team has already won 2 out of the 3. They've been quite successful in international competition.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, in 09 when we played against them in Dodger Stadium, they were just so fundamentally sound, so prepared, and we're coming off about 10 days of work in spring training. Remember Jake Peavy, Roy Oswald, to name a few of our starters. Jeremy Guthrie as well, who's on this current roster with Major League Baseball.
Do you have any idea who led that team in RBIs?
I got a good idea. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was me.
Oh, look at this. To first base.
But you know what, Paul? It's not about me.
No, it's
not Robinson Cano right there.
Just a weird spin as Makita jammed him. Kazuhisa Makita, the Cebu Lions, comes in relief of Kenta Maeda.
You know what that tells me if I led Team USA? Guys were definitely not ready to go.
So humble. I mean, you hit 316 in 6 games, so it's not, you know, right. I mean,
oh, it woke you up quick. There's no doubt about that. You come out of spring training playing a few 2 or 3 spring training games with a spattering of a crowd in Arizona, and next thing you know, you're in Dodger Stadium with a raucous crowd of 50,000. You better get ready.
Yeah, you're not used to that a week or 2 into spring training.
I absolutely enjoyed it. Get a chance to pick the brains of all the great players.
0-2 pitch to Evan Longoria, misses upstairs. Hiroki Kikobu, the manager of Samurai Japan, obviously had to like what he saw out of Kenta Maeda, and now obviously forced to go to the bullpen with that 80 pitch limit. Otherwise, I would think Maeda would still be out there.
You're watching Makita, classic submarine. Could be nasty. Two-time All-Star 2011 and 2013 for the Cebu Lions. 2011 Pacific League Rookie of the Year as a closer. These guys were nightmares for me, Paul. The submarine guy, look at that.
Is that 6 inches off the dirt?
Oof. Fight so hard to find arm angle with the guy throwing over the top, and now you got to deal with this.
Longoria held up his swing, and he'll take a 1-out walk. Not just finding the release point, but just the trajectory of the ball's got to be completely different.
Completely different. Hats off to Evan Longoria right there, being able to take that pitch. He's taken 2 nasty 3-2 pitches. One a slider from Kenta Maeda, and then right there from Makita, a submarine changeup almost.
Justin Morneau fouls one away. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning and flew out in the 4th.
But this might be the perfect guy to get Justin Morneau going. From the left side, that ball, he spins him a slider in the middle of the plate. They could be a tie score.
Ground ball, right side. 1, 2.
I jinxed him, Paul.
Yeah. Way to go, Mark. Way to go. Double play helps out Samurai Japan up 2-0. Severino and Mark DeRosa back. Samurai Japan with a 2-0 lead. Look forward to see Ohtani hopefully at some point in this series. Right now slated to go game 5, but throwing in the bullpen, guy can run it up there at over 100 miles an hour. Another guy with a big fastball is Tommy Hunter, and he takes over for Matt Shoemaker here in the bottom of the 6th. We'll try to keep this at a 2-0 deficit for the Major League All-Stars.
Yeah, Tommy Hunter coming in, average fastball velocity of 95.1 miles an hour. Another one of the great additions to AL Manager of the Year Buck Showalter's bullpen with Darren O'Day, Andrew Miller, Zach Britton. Ability to shorten the game for the Baltimore Orioles.
John Farrell, his pitching coach Mike Maddox look on.
they try to stay within striking distance here in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for Samurai Japan against the right arm of Tommy Hunter.
There's not much fooling around with Tommy Hunter's arsenal. It's a 4-seam fastball. He's also got a cut fastball and a curveball.
So Matt Shoemaker done after 5 through 72 pitches. Of course, the limit was 80. 6 hits, 2 runs. He struck out 5.
Tommy Hunter originally broke into the big leagues as a starter. Since moved to the bullpen with the Baltimore Orioles, coming over in a trade from the Texas Rangers. ERA 2 points lower in the bullpen than as a starter. Able to max effort coming out of that pen for 1 inning.
It helped Wade Davis.
You think?
Right?
That was a historic season what Wade Davis was able to do.
It was really impressive.
I think he gave up 1 extra base hit the entire season.
Well, he changed history, I guess, because it was known as the James Shields-Will Myers trade. I don't think after last year it's going to be known as the James Shields-Will Myers trade anymore. And back into that Kansas City bullpen
was unhittable.
Unhittable. If they were able to pull out Game 7, could they have given not just co-MVPs, but like a tri-MVP? I mean, you can make a case for those 3 guys: Davis, Holland, Herrera. Tsuchikawa fouls that one away. Tommy Hunter pitched to a 2.97 ERA this year with the Baltimore Orioles. 60 2/3 innings pitched. Induces the ground ball to the right side, covers first, gets the flip from Morneau, and there is 1 away.
Take a better look at Tommy Hunter right here. There's a hard slider. There it is again, the old Paul Konerko. George Springer trying to take him deep. Big time fastball again. Fastball average velocity at 95 miles an hour. He's closed for Baltimore and Buck Showalter. Now he's kind of settled into that 6th, 7th inning role. Can even use him earlier than that. He's been stretched out as a starter early in his career. Gives a lot of flexibility to Buck Showalter and that staff.
45 strikeouts in those 60 2/3 innings pitched. Deals to Sakamoto, who fouls that one back. Sakamoto is 2 for 2. Doubled in the 2nd, singled back in the 4th inning. First the double, there's your single. And 2 for 2.
Good fastball away right there to put Sakamoto in the hole. 0-2.
Saw Sakamoto last night in the exhibition game, the Japanese professional baseball 80th anniversary game. Playing for the joint squad of the Hanshin Tigers and Yomiuri Giants.
Tough take right there. Battles the count back to even.
Line drive on a big hop actually to Escobar over to first base, 2 away.
Just looking at that uniform, Kansas City Royals, Alcides Escobar, 2 wild card teams battle all the way to Game 7 of the World Series. Some people think that'll never happen again. I tend to disagree. I think it might. I think it's all who can get hot at the right time.
Yeah.
You know,
We've seen that a lot. Maybe not going to the World Series and winning the whole thing, but just having to, you know, play playoff baseball for the last 2 or 3 weeks of September. Get into that groove.
very similar 2010 San Francisco. Won the division on the last day of the season against the San Diego Padres and just continued to play that hot baseball all the way through.
Look at Kenta Maeda getting some ice.
Got an interesting pullover on right there.
Yeah. Nobuhiro Matsuda reached on a fielder's choice, came around to score back in the 4th inning and drove in a run with a sac fly back in the 2nd and adds a single to his line tonight as well. He's aboard with 2 outs here in the 6th.
Just a nice piece of hitting right there. Taking what Tommy Hunter gives him. Fastball away, not trying to do too much, just shoot it to right field.
Like Cano was playing a little more toward the bag and had a huge hole over there on the right side. I'll bring up the number 8 hitter, Tetsudo Yamada. Last time up, had an RBI single to drive home Matsuda for the 2nd run. Saw it last night at Koshien Stadium, the all-dirt infield. This is also an interesting playing surface. You can obviously see that the mound, the area around home plate, the area around the bases are dirt. But then it's more of a brown turf. You can almost see that. So the same way that, well, I guess Toronto still has the cutouts, right?
Yes, they do. These are the stadiums you've never been to before. You got to get out there and take ground balls, see if there's any stitching or webbing or anything that could create a bad hop. For the most part, though, Paul, the ball usually stays true on these playing surfaces. Shouldn't have any trouble. Just gets on you a little bit quicker than on natural grass.
Was this type of turf faster or slower than like AstroTurf?
No, this is slower than AstroTurf. AstroTurf was almost like playing on your driveway.
Right. Another base hit through the right side. Back-to-back singles into right field. Yeah, the scouting report made it to Japan. Don't run on Yasiel Puig's arm. Yamada's aboard with the 2nd hit of the night.
Bottom of the order, Team Samurai Japan swung the bats well. Yamada with a couple knocks. Motohiro Shima coming up to bat has hit the ball on the screws twice.
So Yamada at first, Matsuda on at 2nd. And Shima, 1 for 2, steps in. Trying to add to the 2-0 lead for Samurai Japan. These teams will get a travel day and head to the Tokyo Dome for games 2, 3, and 4 of this series. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday right here on MLB Network.
Yeah, really looking forward to game 2. Sashi Iwakuma pitching against his countrymen. Good downhill fastball right there from Tommy Hunter. 0-2, see if he can put him away.
Shoemaker had 5 strikeouts. Tommy Hunter still looking for his first, but Robinson Cano picks that one off the dirt, and they leave 2 aboard in the 6th inning. With Samurai Japan still a 2-0 lead as we head to the 7th.
Midway through game one, but we've got plenty of great baseball left in this Japan All-Star Series. As we were talking about before the break, a terrific matchup in game two, 4 a.m. Eastern time. In a couple of days on MLB Network, Hisashi Iwakuma and Chihiro Kaneko, who in 9 seasons in Nippon professional baseball, pitching to a 2.69 ERA. He was sub-2, Kershaw-like, this past summer for the Oryx Buffaloes. So those are your pitching matchups the rest of the way, or at least through game 4, where the Major League All-Stars have announced their starting pitchers. Chris Capuano, who pitched in the game last night, will come back for game 4. And if they stay on rotation, although it is not yet official, it would be Matt Shoemaker for the 5th game, which will be November 18th at the Sapporo Dome. Slated to pitch against Ohtani, who we saw throwing before. Kid can again run it up there in the hundreds, the low hundreds. The high hundreds would be interesting. But Maeda back out for his 2nd inning of work to face Yasiel Puig, Carlos Santana, and Sal Perez. Been a tough time for the Major League All-Stars stringing together hits. They only have 2 of them. Robinson Cano, the 2nd hitter of the ball game, and a double for Dexter Fowler with 2 outs in the 5th. Puig, nice hop at short for Sakamoto for out number 1.
And Major League Baseball is going to have to try and find a way to get some guys on base. Really great job by Kenta Maeda keeping these guys off balance. Now Japan showing a completely different look on the mound with Maeda and his submarine style fastball.
Misses outside to Carlos Santana, who is 0 for 2. To Chad Bradford, is that like the last true? Like Darren O'Day,
I was going to go to him.
Looks like he's going to throw really from underneath like Maeda, but he kind of starts to lean over, but still throws from like belt level.
Yeah, this is 6 inches to 8 inches off the ground. You see that little slider. Just looks like he pulls a string on it.
And it's almost like a knuckleball. There's no way to simulate that, right?
Yeah, you just can't stay back long enough. And then he rushes a fastball right there. That's probably 88 miles an hour, but it plays at 95.
Two pitch to Santana, taps this one. Matsuda in front of Sakamoto and over to first for out number 2.
Went to the quick pitch right there. Abandoned the strategic generic windup he's been using, kind of just stepped towards home plate. Got Carlos Santana.
And just that, I mean, not only a different rhythm, but then a different arm slot, different release point too. That was a good 1.5 to 2 feet off the ground. So once you think you got him, he does that and tricks you. Sal Perez, who homered last night, 0 for 2 to this point tonight. Fouls it back, 0-2. Or maybe not. Look at that. Yamada over at first with just enough room to make the catch. Fooled me. Sal Perez can't like that. A 1-2-3 inning. Makeda's been good. It's 2-0 Samurai Japan. Welcome back. Visit the official online shop of Major League Baseball at MLB.com/shop for the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, hoodies, collectibles, and more. Get your gear straight from the source. MLB.com/shop. The Kyocera Dome in Osaka, home of Game 1 of the Japan All-Star Series, and Samurai Japan with a 2-0 lead as they get set to bat here in the last of the 7th inning. And there will be a new pitcher for the Major League All-Stars as Hector Santiago comes in.
Another new addition to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim's rotation. Struggled early, actually lost his spot in the rotation early in the season, was relegated to the bullpen, then worked himself back in and really pitched well down the stretch for the Angels.
And ahead 0-2 to Yanagita. Yanagita is 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. Struck out twice by Matt Shoemaker. Also flew out back in the 3rd.
Very similar style from Hector Santiago to Franklin Morales from the Colorado Rockies we saw yesterday. Power left-handed arm, good slider, 2-seam fastball.
Pitched in 30 games for the Angels this year, made 24 starts. A 3.75 ERA in 127 1/3 innings pitched. Just misses inside. Count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Sal tried to pull that back for him right there, just off the inside half.
To the right side, Cano to Morneau for out number 1. Tommy Hunter gave up 2 hits in his 1 inning of work, but basically did his job to keep it at a 2-0 lead. But I'll tell you what, if the Samurai Japan pitchers keep doing what they're doing, it could be 2-0 or 20-0. It won't matter. They just can't seem to string hits together. The big league All-Stars registered only 2 to this point.
Really, outside of Robinson, Cano, Dexter, Fowler, and Sal Perez, no one really having great at bats. Carlos Santana has been held hitless throughout the course of these first 2 ball games. Same with Justin Morneau.
Another look at the impressive Ohtani. Still throwing. Not sure exactly how Hiroki Kikoba would use him. Again, slated to go in Game 5, but he's been throwing for a while. As Kikuchi takes the walk with 1 out here in the 7th. Obviously a different composition of players, but it was the 7th inning that made it a ball game yesterday. And the Major League All-Stars had an 8-0 lead. At one point, 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning for the joint squad of the Hanshin Tigers and Yomiuri Giants. You mentioned Franklin Morales, the similarities between Santiago and Morales. It was Morales who really struggled in that 7th yesterday.
Just a bunch of good at-bats put up by Team Japan yesterday.
They had a double and a triple mixed in.
Sure, gap shots.
Just
working counts.
Yeah, but they were just able to fillet the ball here and poke the ball there, and
heck of a job by Jeff Beliveau to come in and kind of calm it down at the end. Not easy to walk into bases loaded.
Yeah, he came in
one-run game.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Got a fly ball and a strikeout to end the ball game. But now it's Samurai Japan trying to protect the lead of 2-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Joey 0 for 3. Strikeout, reached on a fielder's choice and flew out. Now he takes outside, 1-1.
Again, Itoe is the 2014 Pacific League batting champ, 6-time All-Star.
Sho Nakata is on deck. Chikawa would be behind him. You'd say it's a double play situation here if he can roll a ground ball, but the Major League All-Stars have had a tough time turning the double play. They've had their opportunities. This one definitely not a double play ball as Escobar puts it away for out number 2. Sho Nakata will step in with a runner on first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nakata is 0 for 3.
Another throw over by Hector Santiago. He's seeing a lot of that tonight. Speed of Team Samurai Japan forcing Major League Baseball to keep runners close.
No swing for Nakata. 28 stolen bases in the regular season for Kikuchi. They'll look to keep him close. And now 2 fresh arms as Ohtani is, at least for the moment, stepped away from the bullpen rubber.
Yeah, maybe just getting a light bullpen session in to get ready for his start in Game 5. He's scheduled to go against potentially Matt Shoemaker if he comes back again.
Back with you for Game 2. It's going to be a terrific pitching matchup. Hisashi Iwakuma up against Chihiro Kaneko, the Sawamura Award winner in 2014.
Watch a replay in slow motion of Nakata's swing. You can tell why he hit 27 homers. Has 3 straight 20-plus homer seasons.
Takes a called strike from Hector Santiago. Third pitcher of the night for the Major League All-Stars. Matt Shoemaker started, went 5, gave up 6 hits and 2 runs, and struck out 5. Tommy Hunter came in after him, worked a clean 6, gave up 2 hits, but no runs. And now Santiago with 2 outs here in the 7th.
Sal going to go out and talk to him. Sitting up here thinking maybe a back foot slider's the pitch.
Robinson Cano with one of the 2 hits for the big league All-Stars in this ball game, and that hit came back in the first inning. He's already registered 3 hits in a game plus in Japan.
Well, good pitch right there.
Just missed outside, and that will give Kikuchi the go-ahead over at first base with a full count and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Payoff pitch from Santiago will have to wait as he checks on Kikuchi over at first.
Evan Longoria letting the defense know. Plays at first.
was one of the bigger swings with 2 strikes than we've seen the last couple of days.
Nakata's got a smooth stroke. He's trying to go deep.
Santiago gets the sign from Perez. Once again, the 3-2 misses low and in. Second walk of the inning for Hector Santiago, and there'll be 2 runners aboard. With 2 away, Mike Maddox gets the message from John Farrell and goes out to talk with Santiago.
Yeah, and I think the last guy Hector Santiago wants to see coming up to plate, Seiichi Uchikawa, a Pacific League MVP back in 2011 when he hit .338 with 12 homers and 74 ribbies. Credentials oozing off this guy's baseball card.
Runners on first and second and 2 away, both reaching via the walk. Kikuchi is on second base and Nakata on at first. Uchikawa singled and scored in the second, flew out in the fourth, grounded out in the sixth. Chance to add insurance runs here in the seventh. Santiago misses outside, 1-0.
Good swing right there by Uchikawa.
A capacity crowd on hand at the Kyocera Dome, 33,033 to see Game 1 of the Japan All-Star Series. Santiago now ahead in the count, 1-2
Got to find a way to put him away right here. Nakata was able to battle and eventually work a walk.
27th pitch of the inning for Santiago, misses outside.
God,
balls
that looks like a
strikes.
pitch right there.
Wow. He's tried it a couple of times, that outside corner. Chris Conroy not giving him the call. The 2-2. Foul back. Good at bat here for Uchikawa.
Just makes the hitter's job a heck of a lot easier when you know Chris Conroy's not giving that backdoor breaking ball. He didn't give it to Nakata. He certainly didn't give it there. Both of those pitches look super close to me.
For as much as pitchers and hitters want an umpire to be consistent, sometimes the pitcher's like, oh man, can't you just give me that one? Can't you bend a little? It's close. The 2-2 pitch from Santiago. In the air, right side. Morneau gives chase into foul ground, has room, puts it away. Santiago works hard in the seventh, and able to keep it at a 2-0 deficit for the Big League All-Stars. Samurai Japan's got to get 6 more defensive outs. They can get a win.
Welcome back. The 20-year-old Shohei Ohtani plays for the Nippon Ham Fighters for the Nippon Professional Baseball League in Japan. And boy, oh boy, coming out of high school, had a fastball that topped out at 100, second only to the Marlins' Tyler Cohen in recent years by a pitcher that was that age. It was breaking bats everywhere. There was talk maybe he'd go right from high school to the big leagues. And evidently there is an agreement with the Nippon Ham Fighters that he can be posted whenever he wants. So this will be a fun guy to watch. He'll try to protect a 2-0 lead for Samurai Japan as we move to the top of the 8th inning.
Yeah, you look at Ohtani's stats, Paul. 26 games this year, 11-4 with a 2.61. Not only that, let me throw some batting statistics at you as well. 93 games, 274 batting average with 10 homers and 31 ribbies. This guy can absolutely do it all. During the regular season for the Nippon Ham Fighters, wears number 11, which was formerly worn by the great Yu Darvish.
So maybe they'll petition to lose the DH.
I don't know.
For the rest of the game.
2-time All-Star already. 20 years old. Outfielder in 2013, then as a pitcher in 2014.
First overall pick in the 2012 Nippon Professional Baseball Draft. They'll face Alcides Escobar. Dexter Fowler and Ben Zobrist here in the 8th inning. 8-9-1 for the Major League All-Stars, who have struggled to get hits to this point, just 2. See, Escobar looks like he's motioning back to the dugout, trying to pass along some kind of information as to
get it ready, boys.
What's coming out of the hand of this 20-year-old. For right field, and Itoe in fair territory makes the catch, 1 away.
Complete opposite of what we saw earlier in the game with Kenta Maeda. You're seeing just a power arm attacking Alcides Escobar right there. Classic, beautiful wind up, drop and drive. Ah, that's nice. Maeda was more working a big curveball, change up.
Dexter Fowler takes upstairs. He doubled back in the 5th inning. You mentioned that Ohtani sometimes wears number 11 like Yu Darvish. A similar delivery too, and starts from the stretch like Darvish, even with nobody on base.
Yeah, Yu Darvish came out of the bullpen in '09, that WBC against Team USA, and we had all heard the name, and God, did he live up to the hype when he got out on the mound. And since he's come over, has been one of the best pitchers in all of baseball with the Texas Rangers. It's the ability, Yu Darvish has the ability to command so many pitches. Got that devastating slider, probably one of the best in the game. And a power fastball, good 2-seamer.
.6'3", 189 for Ohtani.
You talk about pitchers trying to get to a balance point. This guy's got it to perfection.
This is upstairs to Fowler. Count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Dexter should have one thing on his mind. That's a 4-seam fastball right down the middle, right here.
He got it, but didn't get all of it. 2-away here in the 8th.
Yeah, take a look right here at Yu Darvish. All he's done in his 3 major league seasons, 139 and 25 with a 3.27. But it's the arsenal. He's just got so many weapons to go to. The tight slider right there, the good fastball. You can tell why Ohtani wears his number, wears it proudly.
Top of the order now with 2 outs here in the 8th inning as that one gets away from Shima. Luckily for Ben Zobrist, that avoided his back foot.
You could almost hear the fans reacting to the radar gun registering when this guy's on the mound.
Zobrist 0 for 3 is grounded to the right side each of those 3 times. We can tell you that that's the high 90s. Put it that way.
If 161 is 101.
Yeah. Another ground ball to the right side. Yamada fields, flips, and a 1-2-3 8th inning for Ohtani and Samurai Japan as they go to the last of the 8th with a 2-0 lead. Welcome back. Here's your chance to own a piece of history. Bid now on game used memorabilia from the 2014 Japan All-Star Series at www.mlb.com/JapanAS-auction. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Another look at Ohtani, who made it look easy in the 8th inning. Protecting that 2-0 lead as we move to the last of the 8th. Paul Severino, Mark DeRosa back with you. First game of the Japan All-Star Series. Mark Melancon comes in. 33 saves in the regular season for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They'll face 6, 7, and 8 for Samurai Japan.
Mark Melancon had a great year this year. Jason Grilli kind of stubbed his toe earlier in the season. They ended up trading him for Ernesto Frieri straight up to Anaheim. And all Mark Melancon did was throw up a 1.9 ERA, 33 saves, 71 innings, and 71 strikeouts. So he was a stalwart in that bullpen for Pittsburgh and Clint Hurdle. Another team over the last 2 years that has just really played well. Ran into Madison Bumgarner as well in that wild card game. And interesting moves going into this offseason. Will they be able to bring back Russell Martin?
Ground ball right side. Cano there. The throw over the head of Justin Morneau, and Cano is down. Maybe shaken up just a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like his top cleat got caught. You saw earlier in the game Kikuchi with a similar play, did more of a pirouette style to set his feet. Robinson tried just to open his right shoulder and make the throw to first base. Looked like his cleat got caught in the turf.
And to see him walking back to his position is good news.
Paul, you got to play that off a little bit. When you embarrass yourself a little bit like that, you fake like a mini injury for a split second. There it goes. He did bang his head hard on the turf. That's what you're concerned about.
Oh, yeah.
Then the trainer comes out, says, everything all right? He said, yeah, just my pride got hurt a little bit. Let's play it off.
My ego's a little banged up.
Look at him. Telling Jerry Lane right there.
So the pinch hitter, Yoshihiro Maru, gets the infield single. He is on at first.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot to get Robinson Cano out of the lineup. He's averaged last 7 years, Paul, 158 games. That's as good as it gets.
Don't tell Jose Altuve that.
Sorry, Jose Altuve.
Because he's on the roster too, you know. In fact, we saw Altuve get in the game and play shortstop last night. Zobrist took over at second for Robinson Cano.
Melanson, another cutter guy. Four-seam fastball, cut fastball, big curveball.
There is Altuve.
Please watch out for balls.
Don't get anybody wrong here. It's not going to be a surprise if the Japan team wins this game. I mean, we talked about it in the open in the early part of this ball game. They put out a lineup today that can certainly hang, at least looking at the power numbers, the average up and down the lineup, terrific. The pitching has been awesome.
Starting with that guy, Kenta Maeda, 5 innings, a 2-hit baseball. Now we have the young Ohtani, flamethrower. Just came in for the 8th inning. See if he's back out for the 9th. He's going to have to go through 2, 3, 4 for Major League Baseball. Cano, Longoria, and Morneau, so it's not going to be easy.
But all smiles in the Samurai Japan dugout to this point. Again, double-barreled action in the Samurai Japan bullpen. But unless it was just a one and done, I can't see why not throw out Ohtani.
Yeah, I gotta believe
goodness.
he's coming back out.
Matsuda on the ground to Cano. 1. And again, they just have a tough time turning double plays. For as slick as they've been up the middle in this ball game, Cano and Escobar, both ways, they just can't seem to get these.
I wonder if Alcides was playing a little further to pull right there because he seemed like to get to the bag a little bit late. Wasn't able to clear himself. Had to do more of a, use the left foot as kind of a trampoline off the bag. Good pick by Justin Morneau, but that's 3 they haven't been able to turn. As pretty as they've all 3 have looked, they haven't necessarily been productive.
Yamada's been productive. An RBI single in the 4th and a single in the 6th. Part of a 2-for-3 night. Takes a high strike, going 1.
See if Matsuda tries to steal second again. Earlier in the game, he was able to steal second, which led to Yamada's single, RBI single to Ben Zobrist out in left field. See if he tries to get himself in scoring position one more time. Good pitch right there by Mark Melancon. Little front door slider.
Melancon exactly 1 strikeout per inning. 71 Ks and 71 innings for the Pittsburgh Pirates this past season. Helping them back to the postseason, even though they ran into that buzzsaw that was Madison Bumgarner and the San Francisco Giants. One ball and 2 strikes to Yamada with a runner on and 1 out here in the 8th. Ground ball, they'll try it again. 1. That time they got it. Finally, a double play turned. A 6-4-3, and we go to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Major League All-Stars. Welcome back. Plenty of players have certainly succeeded in Nippon professional baseball, perhaps none more than Sadahara O. 868 home runs, 2,170 RBIs. That's amazing. Talked about it last night, the home run derby with him and Hank Aaron a number of years back.
Something was brought to my attention by a few big leaguers across the board. I was getting text messages. We showed the role of Hank Aaron and Sadahara O having that home run derby, and all they were talking about was the fact that there's no L screen in front of the BP pitcher. Risking his own life to see Henry Aaron and Sadahara O firsthand.
In a home run derby between those two guys, I don't think they were going up the middle too often. They were launching. We move to the top of the 9th inning. Last chance here for the Major League All-Stars as Yuji Noshino comes in to pitch.
for Hiroki Kukobu's Samurai Japan team. This is the spot in the order that you would certainly want. 2, 3, and 4, Cano, Longoria, and Morneau. In the dirt.
Nishino started his career as a starting pitcher, moved to closer in his second season. 1-1 record with 31 saves this year. But I'm sure he's never had to go through Cano, Longoria, and Morneau to get himself a save.
Ground ball, too short. The new shortstop. Maeda puts him away for out number 1. Mentioned it before, the home run derby between these two guys. Yet no L screen.
Check it out.
This is back in November of 1974.
And there was a call for instant replay back there also. Sadahara hit a few, 1 or 2 that wrapped around the pole that were called foul. Could have went either way. Hank Aaron ends up winning.
That's a
10-9.
lot of. It's a lot of home runs between those two guys. A lot of home runs. Major League All-Stars could use 1 or 2 at this point. Longoria had a big home run in last night's game, a grand slam, in fact. But so far tonight, 0 for 1. He has walked twice. Samurai Japan to be pleased to just leave the tying run on deck for as long as they possibly can. Low to Longoria, 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, a 1.86 ERA in 58 innings for Nishino for the Chiba Latte Marines.
Team Samurai Japan's able to hang on to this 2-0 lead. I think a nice little wake-up call for the MLB All-Star team. I'm sure John Farrell and his staff made these guys fully aware of what they were flying over and getting themselves into over here.
Even though there's been some sightseeing, this is still a series you want to put your best foot forward. Only twice since the big leaguers started coming over to Japan. That was since 1908. Obviously not a regular span of every 2 years or 4 years, whatever the case is, but still only twice have the major leaguers come over and not won a series. Longoria just out of the reach at shortstop, and it's a 1-out single, so the tying run will come to the plate in the person of Justin Morneau here in the 9th.
Nice at bat by Evan Longoria. He's looked great since yesterday's grand slam to dead center field. Hit a bullet to third base on a good 2-seam fastball and was thrown out. Then worked 2 quality walks on 3-2 off-speed tough pitches. And then right there works and battles his way to get the tying run to the plate in the form of Justin Morneau.
'24 official tours of American baseball players in Japan from 1908 to 1984. And pretty regularly in 1986. A nice play at first base by Yamada. And that'll do it as they double up Longoria. So a hot shot for Justin Morneau, but right at Yamada. Kenta Maeda, a terrific start as the Samurai Japan squad shuts out the Major League All-Stars 2-0 in the first game of this Japan All-Star Series.
Hats off to Kenta Maeda. 5 strong innings to get them going. Team Samurai Japan, I think what MLB All-Star team needs to realize is they're facing a top pitcher, the Sawamura Award winner in Kaneko tomorrow from the Oryx Buffaloes.
And that is going to be a terrific ball game. Hisashi Wakuma up against Chihiro Kaneko. So on behalf of all of us here at MLB Network, thanks for joining us in our coverage of the 2014 Japan All-Star Series. Games will continue through November 20th. For Mark DeRosa, our entire crew, on Paul Severino saying goodbye from Osaka. We'll see you next time. A 2-0 victory for Samurai Japan in the opener. Game 2 comes your way in a couple of days from the Tokyo Dome. See you then.